समाप्त हुए Namaste.
You have made it to part 3 of our reaction to Chandni Chowk to China. Thanks so much for coming back. I am Jaby Kuwait, joined by Michael Booth.
Hello, hello.
Anyway, part 3. Here we go.
सिद्धू! अरे बाप रे, फ्रैंकी अंदर बैठो।
तुम उन्हें संभालो, मैं सिद्धू के पीछे जाती हूँ।
Okay, I'll go handle the henchman, I guess. Oh no! Not the terrifying guy who decides to stare at the back of the elevator, make everyone uncomfortable. Yeah, what did you think was gonna happen?
Meow meow.
The pepper spray! Oh, and the umbrella. We're jumping off the top of the building.
नहीं मिस TSM, तुम्हारी सखी।
Miss TSM? हाँ। वो चाइना कंसोल वाली?
Oh my god, stop figuring this out right here.
Yeah, we gotta go. No time to explain, literally.
लेकिन जिसे तुम बचा के रहे उसे सुसाइड करते हैं।
Throw the umbrella. Oh, the umbrella.
Please open the umbrella. Please open umbrella. Straight Mary Poppins up in here.
That's actually cool.
Yeah, that's a really great shot.
Wildly unrealistic how her arm doesn't just detach.
Or the umbrella just like, you know, you ever have a strong wind go
Right.
through your umbrella and it's just... Poof.
Well, the umbrella I can buy into, but it's like the human strength. I feel like her arm would have ripped out of her socket.
Yeah, right? Like disjointed, dislocated joint.
ये मैं और ये मेरी जुड़वा बहन सूजी।
तभी तो मैं कंफ्यूज हो गया। जब भी मैं तुम्हारी बहन चूची को मिलता था ना, मेरा दिल एकदम भारी सा हो जाता था। और जब मैं
When I look at you, it's all sunshine and rainbows.
तो इधर देखो ना।
That was great.
तितली की तरह उड़ूं।
The way it plays with like moments, I can't tell sometimes when it's like trying to be serious.
Or trying to be silly.
मुझे क्यों मार रहा है?
Oh my god.
जब से मैं चाइना है लोग मार ही रहे मुझे।
I love that she's just letting him get a pounding.
Yeah, she's like having this really dramatic moment instead of pulling him off. Girl, like get there faster, please.
He's just wailing on him.
Oh, and now she's fainted.
सुकी, सकी,
Oh my god.
क्यों मार रहा है मुझे?
See the photo. Look at the photo.
Thank God.
मुझे यकीन ही नहीं हो रहा है। और सूजी दोनों जिंदा हैं। काश वो भी ये दिन देख सकती।
It's back to his look. Oh, or is this a flashback?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think this is a flashback now. Or maybe he is back to his look.
Not only is he back to his look, he got his job back.
Yeah.
Like, no problem.
They're like, man, we kept your desk and everything. We knew you were coming back.
Yeah, you're right. He got his job back like that day.
Immediately.
Finished, Dad.
Amazing what a shave and a haircut will do.
No psychological test.
Nope.
छौरन हुई ताउलो।
सर मुझे जान गया कि आप जिंदा हैं।
At least he's being an informant now.
मुझे कंफू कराटे सीखना है। आपके जैसा बनना है। अपने दादा का बदला लेना है।
कंगफू सीखना है, बदला लेना है, वो भी होजो से।
It cannot be
होजो ने
done.
मेरी जिंदगी के 20 साल बर्बाद किए हैं। मैं लूंगा बदला।
You know what? Good on him for like committing these words because like you could see he's actually trying to say it.
Yeah.
And they just dubbed him later.
और जब लोग पूछेंगे दादा कहाँ है तो क्या बोलूँगा? दादा तो मर गए। कैसे? मेरी वजह से। तो तू वहाँ क्या कर रहा था? कुछ नहीं, मैं आराम से बैठ के देख रहा था।
How fast can we? How do we fast track this masterhood thing?
Training montage. Training montage.
वो आए थे मुझे चांदनी चौक से चाइना गले लगाने। होजो ने उनका गला ही काट दिया, लेकिन मैं लूंगा होजो से बदला।
ये भी मरेगा होजो के हाथ।
That's a risk I'm willing to take.
यहाँ क्यों आए हो?
कल से तेरा ट्रेनिंग शुरू।
I thought it was gonna fall off like ah.
Wouldn't that be amazing? You start today. Learn how to land.
Yeah.
ये क्या हो रहा है?
क्या हुआ?
चांद पे जा रहे हो बेटा? नौटंकी साला।
ये मत सोचना कि मैं पैसे नहीं दे रहा हूँ तो मुझे सस्ते में टरका दोगे।
I want the modern kung fu.
मुझे डिग्री चाहिए, डिप्लोमा नहीं। समझे ना? हाँ। मुझे कंग फू सीखना है, खुजली नहीं।
हमारा शाओलिन में एक पुराना कहावत है, मुझे उन 10,000 मूव से खतरा नहीं है जो तुमने एक बार प्रैक्टिस की है, मुझे उस एक मूव से खतरा है जो तुमने 10,000 बार प्रैक्टिस की है।
That's actually interesting and insightful saying.
एक ऐसा मूव जो तुम बचपन से आज तक
Cooking.
करते आए हो, जिसे तुमसे बेहतर और कोई नहीं कर सकता। सबका अंदर
Yeah,
एक
fruit ninja
ऐसा
moment.
मूव होता है।
But he didn't even like properly cut that potato.
बोल वो कौन सी मूव है जो तू रोज करता आया है? जिस दिन होजो से सामना होगा उस दिन तेरा अपना कुंफू ही तेरा काम आएगा।
In video games, they call that cheating. Just your one move, Hadouken.
Button mash.
Yeah, over and over again.
बस।
लगता है तेरे को सिखाते सिखाते मैं वापस पागल हो जाऊंगा।
Drive me crazy again.
That actually seems painful, the bamboo.
Oh, almost stuck the landing.
His face before he fell in the water was great.
Yeah, but think how strong your punches are going to be after this.
Yeah, that would suck. He punches through it, doesn't he?
Yeah. You just broke through a table with your forearms. He's making it across the barrels now. Not quite.
He just floated it up in the air.
Go on, get up there. Climb like a monkey.
अरे 250 फीट है, मजाक मत करिए।
मजाक?
Making me come up all the way up here to discipline you.
इसका सामान पैक
नहीं नहीं, मैं मारता हूँ जब।
Ow. Oh my god, she just straight up walks away. You've mastered the superhero 3-point landing.
उधर सिद्धू की तैयारी पूरी हो चुकी थी और चॉपस्टिक अपनी जासूसी में लगा था।
Well, he let his mustache fill in, so that's progress.
Good for him.
Morning, sir.
What?
Just planking before it was cool. Couldn't hold your disguise for too long. Nice.
That was actually cool. Oh, this is just training.
Yep, this is just training. These guys aren't worth our time. I'm just gonna use them as training. It's like when you're teaching a friend a new video game and you take them to like the first or second level that you're way over level for.
Right, right. You guys like, screw it, I'm in the
Like,
water.
I don't get paid enough for this.
Here we go.
All right, an actual fight on our hands?
The scariest thing about those knives is they look rusty.
Yeah. That's tetanus waiting to happen.
再走过来，我立刻杀了他。रुक गया ना? मुझे पता था तेरे दिल में अभी भी मेरी जगह है।
अबे जगह नहीं, सवाल है।
I'm just close enough to hit him now.
हो सके तो मुझे माफ करना। मैं तेरे पैर छूता हूँ।
Already. What are we doing here?
I don't know what's going on. Oh, wow, okay.
This is like a Dragon Ball Z power-up moment. Is he gonna punch through him? That's awesome.
Cosmic kick.
Thank you. 9:30.
9.5.
9:30 अभी तक 9:30 बुड्ढे.
I did not see that coming.
That was incredible.
फोन की दूसरी तरफ जानी पहचानी आवाज थी जो होजो 20 साल बाद सुन रहा था. फ्रैंकी उनके पास था और होजो के पास.
Meow meow.
It was such a perfect kick that everything reacted around them except for them.
Yep. Dang, what a cloak. What I love is Hojo really just straight up gave her up and she didn't even fight about it.
Susie.
How does she know?
Aw. Intuition. Either that or she's hugging him to assassinate him.
Oh shit, I didn't even think of that.
Yep. What?
Why would you hug him though? Why would...
I think she thinks Hojo's her dad.
No.
Oh.
Shuriken? Okay.
Umbrella! Thank God for the umbrella.
I see red umbrella and I just think Resident Evil. What was that shot? What happened?
I think she just barely caught his outfit. Oh my God, the water spraying off. That moment when you finally figure out the like power combo and you're interrupted by a simple kick move.
Somehow he's cutting the bamboo and it's like dislodging the rope up there.
That's how it works.
We'll just go with it.
Yeah, yeah.
It's cool.
The only thing keeping the knot tied is the bamboo.
您来跟他说，我们错了，他不是我们要找的柳胜。
सिद्धू ये लोग कह रहे हैं कि इन लोगों से बहुत बड़ी गलती हो गई है कि तू लूशेंग नहीं.
Oh, they made a big mistake.
मैं पिछले जन्म में लूशेंग था या मच्छर अब कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता मगर मेरा ये जन्म होजो को मारने के लिए हुआ है.
We got unfinished business.
Why? Why would you do this?
Because it's fun when it dries off and you peel it.
Is it?
Yeah. Oh, here they come. It's on now. I always love the slow-mo like wire pull on people you kick because it's just like, oh, there he goes, like a helium balloon.
Yeah.
Ow.
He's making a tornado.
Oh, literally. Where's Glenn Powell when you need him?
I don't think I learned that move in Taekwondo.
I'm just sitting here, like, imagining all of the peasant farmers being like, my shack!
Yeah.
Do you know how long it took me to redo that roof?
This dude's on the roof.
It's amazing. Oh.
抓住敌人的弱点是最重要的。你不许疯长。你能阻止我吗，老鬼？
The other daughter. You were fighting way above your weight class, bud.
When they show the two Deepikas in the same shot, it always looks good.
They do a really good job of compositing it.
Yeah. Nice use of the Hitchcock. Two of them.
Yeah.
It really is like an anime sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is straight out of like Dragon Ball, Naruto, Jujutsu Kaisen.
刘胜，你准备去投胎了。
Man, he really can't avoid getting thrown into that statue, can he?
No, I was thinking about the potato. I was like, the potato fall down, he's got to put it back. So the way you achieve this kind of shot is you put a flame in front of the camera.
Oh, that makes total sense.
Yeah.
तेरा नसीब इन हाथों की लकीरों में नहीं, इस मुट्ठी में है। अपने अंदर के हुनर को पहचान। काट डाल इन सालों को गाजर मूली की तरह।
It means know thyself.
मुझे उन 10,000 मूव से खतरा नहीं। तुमने एक बार प्रैक्टिस की है।
मुझे उस एक मूव से खतरा है जो तुमने 10,000 बार प्रैक्टिस की है।
Find your kung fu.
तेरा नसीब इन हाथों की लकीरों में नहीं, इस मुट्ठी में है।
तुम्हारे पास कोई ऐसी मूव जिसे तुमसे बेहतर
Fruit ninja.
और कोई नहीं कर सकता?
Fruit ninja. Cut him up like a potato.
अपने अंदर झांक से दो, है कोई ऐसी मूव,
Yeah, you do.
है कोई ऐसी मूव से दो।
Consecutive normal punches.
Or chops.
Or chops. I knew it. I called it from the start.
Nice pose.
It's literally Kung Fu Panda. He's envisioning the cookie.
Oh, really? Is that what happened?
हंसता है, तू तो गया।
He's like an entire... The scroll has given him power!
Okay, I get it. Let's focus on the fight. Desi Kung
Desi
Fu.
Kung Fu.
It doesn't get any more anime than that. He's like
Nope.
shouting it out.
Allow me to announce my signature move. Yeet. The potatoes. Stop! He's already dead!
I would love to hear an interview from Gordon Liu reflecting on making this movie years removed. Like, what are you thinking when Akshay Kumar is just pounding into you, screaming out all these things as if he's working at a restaurant?
Little potato man.
अबे चुप क्यों हो गए? बोलो सिद्धू।
Give me your energy.
That's usually the behavior of a villain, by the way.
Yeah, right? Nice. Block. Stick the landing.
Oh no, not the hat.
The hat.
आज के मुख्य समाचार।
What?
Is the statue about to fall on him?
Probably. There's no time to move out of the way.
No.
समाप्त हुए। नमस्ते।
Okay, to be fair, that thing fell quick.
और इस तरह किया सिद्धू ने यानी लू शेंग ने होजो का अंत। आखिर कब तक वो चौराहे पर खड़ा जुल्म देखता रहता।
Oh, funny.
यांगे गांव में फिर से आई खुशियों की दिवाली। दादा का आशीर्वाद लेकर सिद्धू ने चांदनी चौक की चांदनी चाइना में फैला ही दी। चॉपस्टिक को मिला अपने चीनी खून से घुलने मिलने का मौका।
Good for chopstick.
और सिद्धू ने उसे कहा नो मोर काला धन्ना। अरे ये क्या?
Oh no, they think you're a god too. You're going to the Amazon.
What just happened? Where are we?
They're still in China. They think he's a god.
इनके गांव में बहुत बड़ी प्रॉब्लम चल रही है सिद्धू।
तो मैंने कोई पंचायत खोल रखी है जो सबकी प्रॉब्लम। अबे तुझे कैसे पता?
दरअसल मैंने तुझसे झूठ कहा था सिद्धू।
क्या?
मेरी माँ चाइनीज नहीं थी।
अफ्रीका?
From Chandni Chowk to Africa.
Oh my god, that's terrible.
No way.
That is so bad. I liked it more than I did the first time. Like
Redemption.
Yeah.
Redemption.
I think I'm more acclimated to it, and I also went in knowing what my experience was before, so it was easier for me to find things to enjoy this time around. It's still a clunky movie. It's like, it's weird. and it's kind of all over the place, and it's way too long for what it is. But and I think that it has a lot to do with being an American and growing up in the era that I did, because before I was born, comedies would last 3 hours.
Yeah.
That was a normal thing, because going to the films was an event. And that's how it's still viewed in India. It's like going to the cinema is an event with your family, and it's a commitment because you're paying for your kids and your wife and et cetera, et cetera.
Right. So you're getting your money's worth.
Yeah, exactly. That's why it's longer in India still, and so I can understand why comedies used to be longer. But today, American comedies are usually around 90 minutes. If it goes past 90, it's getting to be long.
You're pushing it a little.
Yeah,
bit.
exactly. And so for this to be 2.5 hours, I'm like, okay. We're still here. I don't know why this is as long as it is, but it had some very creative moments that I thoroughly appreciated. In large part, it seemed like it was thanks to the help of some very talented martial arts stunt people from Hong Kong.
Yeah, it did, for me, it did feel like sort of a love letter to Hong Kong martial arts movies from an Indian perspective.
Yeah.
Whereas you could liken Everything Everywhere All at Once to a similar kind of vibe where it's an American love letter to those Hong Kong movies in a certain way.
Yeah.
And so I think this has that similar idea where it's very much Indian flavor, Indian style, Indian tone, but it's got that classic martial arts kung fu movie feel to it.
Absolutely.
That I really, really loved.
Yeah, creative stuff that I enjoyed, the camera work and all that. I think that as the film, as goofy as it is, it's it takes a certain level of commitment on the part of Akshay Kumar to stay in that character the entire time. It's sometimes it's a little bit grating, but I commend him for being able to stay in that, because you have to think he had to be that guy for how many months. Okay, it's you're on set, you got to do the face now, you got to be that person again, and I can only imagine how after a while you're like, why did I do this?
But that's true of a lot of Akshay's characters. Is he's really good at playing the goofy, stumbles his way through life, somehow goofs up and fails upward character. But so I agree. It takes a lot of commitment to just act that oblivious, while also feeling genuine.
Yeah, authentic. And then Deepika Padukone, I thought I thought that she did a nice job with the action, and her acting as playing the dual role was pretty cool. I just get a little bit distracted because she's so darn beautiful.
She's too pretty. How dare you put her on camera?
And I suppose that, that's in her favor, right? Because I wasn't distracted by bad acting. Because you'll notice that.
Yeah,
it's almost like
sure.
sound, right? Which is a weird comparison to make, and I apologize because it sounds so misogynistic.
Let him cook. Let him cook.
But with sound, you don't notice it if it's great. You notice it when it's awful. It's one of those things.
Yeah.
And so I was distracted by her beauty, but the thing is, because her acting was good, it's I was allowed to enjoy that, if that makes any sense. Whereas if her acting was bad, now it's just okay, well.
She was a beautiful character within the film. She wasn't a standout, just Deepika being beautiful.
Yeah.
She still had excellent characterization, and her performance of the two sisters was really good.
Yeah, exactly.
My little thing is I would have liked to see a little bit more from those characters in helping out in Akshay's progression. I think it really feels like good Deepika got sidelined a little bit in favor of bad Deepika's story. At least for me.
I just didn't feel like the story was very cohesive at all.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah,
fair enough.
It was just kind of messy. It's they tried, because they had the flashback with Roger Ewan as a younger father with the wife, who that never came back. But I don't know if she died or she's just in India.
I think they offhandedly mentioned that she's in India, but there was also a weird line that good Deepika cut off that sounded like her mother died from sorrow. So yeah, I'm not 100% certain.
That could happen, I guess. But so they had that set up, and then they brought it back with the family getting reunited. And why Gordon Liu would keep this girl alive is beyond me. It's just that's just a headache. Raising a child, can you imagine?
It's the classic insult to injury of you've offed your arch nemesis, and now I'm going to raise your child in my image rather than your image.
Yeah.
It's kind of ending their prodigy, ending their family line in a way.
I just wish that there was I shouldn't wish for anything from this. It's you got what you got. That's what it comes down to. It's that, I think of things like Arcane and this guy raising this woman, and it's like there's a bond there, and it's wrought with like lies and deception and manipulation, but like there's still this like weird twisted love embedded in it, and I kind of, it's like it would have made it a better movie if you got to see some of that here.
That's kind of what I thought they were setting up when she like hugs
Gordon Liu. Roger Ewan.
Yeah, Roger Ewan, when she hugged
Yeah.
Roger Ewan and then stabbed him and then like fled away. I really thought that we were going to have a little bit more of that, like, I raised you, so I'm your father sort of narrative, and
Yeah.
like her grappling with that a little bit more. But she really stabbed him and then was like, wait, he's my dad. I got to go do the thing.
Yeah.
I got to go be a good daughter.
Yeah.
Which I felt a little like we got shorted on that.
There's just so many questions. It's like, if I'm her, I'm like, why would he hug me? Why would he be okay with hugging me? So I can just
Right.
walk up and hug him, and he's gonna totally embrace me and not try to punch me in the nose. Then I'll have the opportunity to stab him in the ribs. Cool. All right, that's
Yeah,
the plan.
she just like knew that was the plan. Yeah,
Yeah.
like clearly there must have been some sort of explanation at the beginning of like, yeah, this is your father. You go hug him, and then you.
Or he thinks
Get
you're-
him.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, we're trying to read too deep into this film.
You're right.
Which doesn't want us to do that.
No.
Now, I almost wish that some of the scenes kind of leaned harder into the goofiness, like when he's having flashbacks of his father, right? His first flashback of his dad, as his dad was like dying or dead, was his dad lecturing him. And I was like, oh my God, it'd be funny if all the flashbacks was just him
lecturing?
him being irate, like nothing loving, because usually you're like, if you're trying to be melodramatic, you're going to like a hug with your father and it's beautiful and blissful or something like that.
Yeah.
But they didn't go to that right away. They went to his dad yelling at him. And I was like, oh my gosh, they should just like keep escalating this. And just like the third memory is just his dad beating him with a broom. And they know it just like, it kind of just stayed the same level. And it was actually taking itself seriously. And he was trying to impart wisdom. And I'm like, okay, this is just very confusing tonally. Like, what are you doing, movie? You know what I mean? Like, which direction are you taking me? Is it supposed to be funny? No, it's not. It's supposed to be serious. Okay.
Pick one and stick to it.
Yeah.
And like even in a funny movie, you can have serious moments as long as they're in keeping with the tone of the rest of the film.
Yeah.
But you're right. It did feel like massive tonal shifts between one side or the other.
It was confusing.
Yeah.
And now at the same time, it just had like fleeting moments of brilliance, like when Akshay Kumar was in the Great Wall of China, and it was a dream sequence.
That was such a cool scene. Yeah, no, I fully agree. Where it looked like it was all one shot. I'm assuming it was all in one.
think it was.
But those rotations and clearing the extras out and him kind of seeing every facet of his existence and what he's running from in that was so cool.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. And that's just practical to me. Like, okay, all the extra, it's like, that's just a lot of rehearsal.
Yeah.
Everyone's there. Okay, they got to move quick. While the camera's on this person. Okay, now that's got to clear. And you know what I mean? It's like a lot of moving, basically musical chairs. And I thought that was neat. There was a scene early on in the film before Akshay Kumar departs to China, and he's talking to his father, and they're having like this moment. And the camera like was just kind of moving in, and it just stayed like as one long take. And I noticed that when they do that in films, because I'm like, okay, it's a lot of work. You got to reset now if you screw this up. I just appreciate the effort that they put into doing stuff like that, because it's like, I don't know, you could cover it and then just, chop it up in editing and then you're done. But the effort to make it a long take allows you to feel more involved in that moment. And you don't even realize as the audience, like, why I feel more involved in this scene. And I kind of wish that we had more, I don't know, creative moments, because almost like there's a film called Black Dynamite, which is making fun of blaxploitation. And it, just like the movie Shaun of the Dead, it's making fun of blaxploitation and then becomes an amazing blaxploitation film.
Right, because it basically uses all of the tropes.
Yeah.
But heightened to a certain extent.
And I really wish that this film did that, where it's like it's kind of making fun of kung fu films and then becomes an amazing kung fu film. But it was trying hard to continue to speak to the Indian audience by having music embedded in all this stuff. Like during that epic finale fight between him and Gordon Liu, it started to break into like music video stuff. And I'm like, or not music video, but it had the soundtrack playing.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And I'm like, I don't want this right now. I just want to see I want to see a kung fu fight. And like even like go all the way and play some classic kung fu music, because early on in the film they had some classic Indian music playing during some kind of dance or something like that, and I thought that was cool. You're paying homage to older Indian films. Now pay homage to an older Hong Kong film that Akshay Kumar loves, or that the director loves, Nikhil Advani. You know, like go full blown, because you have scenes like that, like in Jackie Chan Drunken Master 2, and it's got this like very epic operatic like Chinese music during a fight, because now the hero is like coming to his own, is like in full dragon form. Like go that, you know. But it wanted to go back to like the Indian thing. I'm like, yeah, you have the line though. You have him saying it, so that's enough. You don't need, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I totally get you. I guess the idea is it's a question of like, can you fill seats with that homage, or like leaning more into the homage, or do you need the like sort of Indian stylings of the movie to get people to come and
well, they're
see
there
it?
already. So.
I mean, they're there
yeah,
already.
Yeah.
Right. But like, you know, it's one of those things of like, as a creative, you have to make that decision between, all right, do I go hard into the stylistic theming that I want to do, or do I make something that people recognize and appeals to the broader audience, and then also like add the little bit of flavor of that style that I want,
or a hybrid of the
or
sounds,
a hybrid of the
you
sound.
know,
Yeah, exactly.
It's just something like that would have been really neat just for that moment.
Yeah, I agree.
Just because like I'm used to seeing that from all the Hong Kong action films or martial arts films that I grew up watching. I felt like that's what was inspiring this whole thing, and I felt like they undercut the fight between Gordon Liu and Akshay Kumar, which for me, if I'm an Akshay Kumar fan and I'm a Hong Kong cinema fan, like I am looking forward to that. Like, what does a fight scene look like between those two? Because Akshay Kumar has a series of martial arts films that he's done. Okay. So I'm like, okay, it feels like that was a lost opportunity there to do something super cool, and
That's fair.
It literally devolved into Kung Fu Panda.
I will say the parallels to Kung Fu Panda are too perfect to be ignored.
Yeah.
There are so many bits, like, I mean, him coming from a food restaurant, or like a street food restaurant, and then wanting to go into, you know, kung fu. Well, not necessarily wanting to, but like ending up being the chosen one. And then the end bit where he's like picturing our villain as a potato so he can use his like potato chopping skills. And like I said, Poe picturing the dragon scroll as a almond cookie.
Yeah.
So that way he could go get it and is food motivated. I was like, that's too close to not point out. Like, come on, guys.
Yeah. Kung Fu Panda came out in 2008, and this came out in 2009. The turnaround on Indian films is actually very fast sometimes, and so it would not surprise me if Kung Fu Panda had bears an influence on this movie, but they just didn't say it.
What I think is maybe a scoring point for this film is if this is an Indian audience member's first introduction to like Hong Kong Kung Fu stylings in Hong Kong Kung Fu movies, I'm hoping that this is a good jumping off platform for people to be introduced to that area of cinema.
Sure.
You know, like every sort of, in a similar way of how Parasite has really introduced the Western audience to the magic of Korean filmmaking.
Ah, yes.
You know, you've got to have that one that kind of breaches genre, breaches containment, so to speak. So that way a broader audience can then appreciate another form of cinema that maybe the creatives also enjoyed. So I will say the Kung Fu stylings and those really great moments that we've talked about, I think are really, really excellent sort of tasters of what Kung Fu cinema can be. And hopefully this movie spawned a whole Indian contingent of Kung Fu fandom.
I don't know.
Who knows?
We'll find out in the
I guess
comments.
we'll find out.
You guys, thanks so much for hanging out. I'm Jaby Koy. This is
Michael Boos.
Peace out.